Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris the Candyman, and you already know what time it is. Tonight, we're drafting best ball teams. I've got a Best Ball Mania 7 already loaded. We're drafting out of the one spot. We took Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's get into it. I got the best picks for you. I'll let you know which running backs we're drafting in 2026, which ones we're fading. You don't want to miss out, so stick around. Come draft with me. Get in the chat. Say what up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I've got a goal to hit 2,000 subs before the start of the NFL season. We've got a long way to go, but it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Come get in here. Become a part of the Garage community. Slap that like button. We're getting after it. We're doing some late night drafting in Best Ball Mania. There's nothing better. It's Friday night. I just got back from downtown. I was in downtown Austin. I was at ACL Live for a live show, a concert. I've been hitting the town, having a good time. I just got back to the house, and it's time to draft some best ball teams. So let's get into it. Hey, my dog, Hartman, throwing out the blue Lambos. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Hartman was live earlier tonight. Hope you had a good stream, brother. I just got back to the house. I've been MIA. I've been out of here for a bit. And I haven't drafted at all today, so I'm eager to get back in the streets. This one looks pretty standard. Drake London going at pick 13, Pickens going at pick 15. Someone is double stacking the Cowboys here out of the 10 spot. They go Lamb and they go Pickens at pick 10 and 15. Not something I've tried yet in a Best Ball Mania. I don't see any names I recognize here. I'm drafting out of the one spot, and I don't see any friends, any family in this draft. We're getting after it. We're going to draft a few Best Ball Manias tonight because, hey, it's June 26th. This is perfect time to be drafting a Best Ball Mania team. Some people think it's too early. Me, it's just right. Let's get into it. We got C Money in the house. GM, what's up, brother? Hope you're having a great Friday night. Thanks for being here. How we doing, everyone? What's going on? Let's see. Where do I want to be? Up here, it's a bit high. Let's start down here for a bit longer. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this view for a bit until we make a few picks. Ooh, can I get Derrick Henry to come back to pick 24? It's not going to happen because the Puka drafter just took Derrick Henry. So what do I want with my Jahmyr Gibbs? This is something that Mitchell and I talked about last night on stream. We talked about our preferred Gibbs start, and I think I am going to take Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love makes a ton of sense to me. Do I want to pull up Travis Etienne Jr.? Do I want to take Rashee Rice? Chris Olave? I think I will go Jeremiah Love. And I think I will take Rashee Rice. I thought about going Travis Etienne Jr. I kind of like some of the running back picks that make their way back around at pick 48, 49. So let me go ahead and get a wide receiver that I think can be a top 5 wide receiver in 2026. Rashee Rice. We know legal troubles are all a myth. So the knee recovery, the jail time, not too concerned. So let's go ahead and pull the trigger there. But I think Jeremiah Love's being slept on a little bit. I think Jeremiah Love can be a smash. Have you seen his playoff schedule? Have you seen who the Cardinals are facing in weeks 15, 16, and 17? Let me show you. We'll jump over here. We'll go to my NFL playoff schedule sheet. The Cardinals get the Jets, who are Mike Clay's consensus number 11 overall out of the 32 teams defense. It's just not a pushover defense, but not top 10. Then in week 16, they get the Saints, and that's a home game against the Jets. And coming off the bye, because they have a week 14 bye. Week 16, they get the Saints in the Dome in New Orleans, who are the 26th ranked defense according to Mike Clay projections. They get Las Vegas Raiders at home in the Dome in Phoenix in week 17, who are the 25th ranked defense. So I think that's one of the probably 5 or 6 best fantasy playoff schedules for a team, the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm not afraid of Jeremiah Love. Let's go ahead and throw him in there. Let me hide the script real quick. That's my script for my upcoming edge detection episode. I got a new episode of edge detection coming out this Sunday. It's been in the works for a long time. I've been busy with the move and getting settled in the new house. And so I owe you guys an episode. C Money says he's big chilling. Good to hear it. C Money, you drafting any teams tonight? You just hanging out? I was downtown about an hour ago. I went out to dinner with my best friend and his wife and my wife. We went to a show at ACL Live. Super fun. Downtown Austin. Just got back to the house. Ready to draft some teams. Let's get into it. Let me see here. Let me throw up this banner. I think we're still good to go with the banner. Yeah, it makes sense. We're drafting a best Ball Mania 7, and we're getting after it tonight. Got to work in the AM early. Been getting some in throughout the day, though. Nice. Nice. Hell yeah. Me tomorrow. I might go live again tomorrow during the day because my family are going to be heading out to the lake for a lake day with my immediate family, my kids, my wife, with my parents and my extended family. I have to stick around the house here. I have painters coming tomorrow to paint a few rooms. So I'm going to be holding down the fort. And hey, what better, I mean, if I can get my chores done, what better way to hang out on a Saturday with the whole house to myself than to draft some more teams? So I might be going live tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long the painters are here for. If I can get off a 2 or 3 hour stream midday, that'd be pretty sick, pretty rare for me. So I'm looking forward to that. And then otherwise, I'll be back Monday night. I'm going to be staying over at my parents' house for a few nights, chilling at the lake. So we'll see. We'll see. Easy. Yeah, if the house is empty, you know I'm drafting. I have some shit to take care of, though. Some stuff to take care of. We got some chores to do. Okay, I'm going to show the draft board because I did not expect Montgomery to be gone. I kind of wish I could get Montgomery there. I'm up next, and Montgomery just went. Scatterboo just went. I've got a Loveland available. I will go Waddle and Devontae Adams, but I think I also like Bucky, Quinshawn, Tootin, Swift, Travion. Do I take one of each? Waddle goes. I can take Devontae Adams here. I think I should. I for sure want Devontae Adams. Who makes the most sense on my team? Is it Bucky? Is it Quinshawn? Is it Tootin? Swift? Let me go some Swift here. I feel pretty strongly about DeAndre Swift. I've always liked him. I've always felt good about him. I like that offense, Ben Johnson offense with the Bears. So I don't want to overthink it. I'll mix in some of these other guys, these more explosive guys who are maybe a bigger projection, a little bit more unproven. That could be a Travion Henderson, could be Facial Tootin. Bucky, we've seen him prove it out. How good are the Bucks in 2026? To be determined. I think they'll be all right, though. How much is he splitting the workload with guys like Kenneth Gainwell? Same question for Travion Henderson, splitting the workload for Ramondre Stevenson. I think Ramondre Stevenson is a nice pick where he's going. But I do like Travion a lot. I don't know. And Swift is honestly splitting a workload with Mon guy. So at the same time, all these guys have kind of pluses and minuses. Judkins gets the majority of his workload, but he's coming off the ankle injury and he's on the Browns. So there's pluses and minuses everywhere. I've started off this best Ball Mania draft. I went Jahmyr Gibbs, Jeremiah Love, Rashee Rice, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift. Let's get back to the board. Yeah, Swift with the rookie feels pretty good. It feels pretty good, right? Because you get some veterans with like Gibbs and Swift holding it down. The rookie who should come on strong late. Rashee Rice and Devontae Adams. I would have taken Waddle there. I didn't expect McLaurin to be there, but I could have taken McLaurin there. I just don't see McLaurin falling to the 4-5 turn anymore. I really wanted Montgomery is kind of what I was looking for. So when it comes to a 5th round running back, I'm pretty much flipping coins between Swift, Travion, Irving, Tootin, Judkins. Just give me one of them. Loveland was there. I could have gone Loveland. I kind of consciously want to push for some more late tight ends because I have a knack for, I think, landing some of the nice, in my mind, middle and late tight ends. I kind of know who I like. I know what fits structurally. And so knowing that I am not super excited about Caleb Williams' steep price tag, he usually goes in the 7th round, if not the 6th round. Colson Loveland, you can take him without Caleb Williams, but there's the temptation there to get one and get the other. I think on this team, I'm not sure what I'm going to do at QB yet. Stafford could be a nice option. Mahomes could be a nice option. We'll see who's there at picks 96 and 97. That's probably where I'm kind of looking for QB. At pick 72, 73, I'm almost certainly going to try to get my 4th running back and my 3rd wide receiver because, Tyler Warren goes. I don't think I'm going to pull up Tucker Kraft there. Almost certainly not. And we'll see if there's a QB that falls to me. I like Jalen Hurts. I'll take a Jalen Hurts. Maybe he's worth taking here. We'll kind of see what happens, what falls to us. I feel like I do have some Jalen Hurts, Jahmyr Gibbs team. So it's not like something that's like that rare to get. But I do think Jalen Hurts is a little bit undervalued for 2026 with his rushing upside, the number of touchdowns he can get. So it's interesting. We're live. We're drafting a best Ball Mania team. Thanks for being here. Hope you guys are having a great Friday night. Come get in the chat. Say what up. Let me know what you're drafting tonight. I know we have the Frenchie 7 is out. I'm probably not going to be drafting that. It was a single entry $20 draft. I think the grand prize was either $10,000 or $20,000. I just wasn't as interested in that. I'll draft the best Ball Mania instead for the similar price, right? I still have one Pitbull left to do. I don't know when I'm going to do it. So Caleb Williams is there. I don't think so for me. I'm going to go Ramondre, kind of like I was alluding to. Jim says he just ripped that Frenchie. Of course Jim does. How we doing, Jim? Good to see you, brother. I'm going to go Ramondre with the first pick. I passed on Travion. I get Ramondre the next round later. Feels good. I think I want to go wide receiver here. I could do Lemon or Sutton, Alec Pierce. I'm going to go Lemon here. I haven't been taking a ton of him. I think he's very expensive, but let me get some rookie upside. The Eagles aren't the past heaviest offense, but they have a new OC, Sean Mannion, and I wonder what is in store for the Eagles this year because it seems pretty good for Saquon from what I've been seeing from the data that's been shared about the new tendencies and the splits between Hurts under center and more play action passing. It looks good for Saquon. We saw a little bump for Devonta Smith going from a 4th round pick to a 3rd round pick with the AJ Brown trade news. I wonder, it feels like Lemon didn't get the biggest bump that you would have thought he would get. I guess he got a little bump there, but I don't take a ton of Lemon at this price. It's pretty expensive. I think he can fit this team just all right, but it gives me some nice rookie upside. And maybe he's just a baller. Maybe he's just the guy. A lot of people were saying Lemon was their favorite rookie wide receiver in 2026 class. I think it's Carnell Tate, but I'm not gonna say you're wrong there with Lemon. At the same time, I think the landing spot was pretty bad. We just know Jalen Hurts is not gonna be dropping back to pass 40 times a game. So it's kind of where I'm at with it. Let's see, Jim. He just ripped that Frenchie. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. And we got James in here, Mr. O'Hara. How we doing, brother? Is Chase Brown still on the board? Do you like him? So I do like Chase Brown this year. He typically goes here around pick 20, sometimes a little bit earlier. He's in this, I would say, 2nd or 3rd tier of running backs that go. And so I like Chase Brown a lot. I think he finished the season very strong. His splits with Joe Burrow are pretty nice. They score a lot of touchdowns. He's very involved. He's a workhorse back. He doesn't have competition for snaps as a running back. He's really just giving up some snaps to Samaje Perine, who's kind of the breather back. But Chase Brown can do it all. He can catch passes. He can work in the red zone. So in the goal line, I really like Chase Brown. I draft him aggressively. I kind of want to draft him a little bit more. Chase Brown goes to pick 21 in this draft, the same team who took Jamar Chase. So they took Joe Burrow later on. For me, this team in the 4 spot, I wouldn't have taken Caleb Williams if you're taking Joe Burrow that early. But he does get Caleb with Loveland, so he gets a bit of a fall on both of those 2 selections. I don't hate it, but I think if you're taking Burrow that early and you have Chase Brown and Jamar Chase, you're making a pretty big bet on the Bengals. It seems like you're kind of straddling the fence if you're also trying to make a big draft capital bet on the Bears with Loveland and Williams, because you can only start one quarterback in week 17. And are you saying you want Burrow or do you believe in Williams? You're kind of straddling the line there. But no, I think, Chase Brown, I'm in on this year. I'm coming back up on the clock. I've got Mahomes here, which I think I will draft him if he's available because I can stack him up with Rashee Rice. And can I get my 4th running back? Harvey is there. I've been taking J.K. Dobbins over Harvey, and it seems like the other drafters are starting to feel that way as well, because I see Harvey's ADP falling, and you never want to be the person drafting, the falling player at the current ADP as they're still falling. I think Dobbins is going to be rising. I could go Fannin here. I could go Pittman here. I'm going to go ahead and take Dobbins. So I am starting to draft. This is the second time I've done it in Best Ball Mania in the last week. I'm drafting J.K. Dobbins over R.J. Harvey. Their ADPs haven't flipped yet, but it's going to happen soon. The coach speak around Dobbins, the way he was used in that offense before the injury, his high volume of touches. I still like Harvey, but I think I'm getting signals that Dobbins healthy is kind of the feature back. And he's a little bit more efficient than Harvey. Earlier in pre-draft Best Ball, I was taking Harvey, in the 5th, 6th round. We've seen him fall a bit. And so I'll be the person to do it. I did consider Pittman there. I think Pittman could have been nice on this team. But let me just get my 4th running back through my first 9 rounds. And my 5th running back, actually. Wow. I thought it was my 4th. It's my 5th. I'm probably done at running back. I caught myself off guard there because I forgot that I don't know where I forgot it, but I feel really good at running back. 5 running backs through 9 rounds. That's actually, Dobbins would have been nice as a 4th running back. I get it as my 5th. Maybe I could have gone Pittman there for the 4th wide receiver, but I think there's so many wide receivers I like late. I can still make up some ground. And tight end, like I was saying earlier, I've kind of got that figured out. So I stack up Mahomes with Rashee Rice. I got my 5th running back, so I'm certainly done with running backs here. If I take 5 in the first 9 rounds, I won't take a 6th. I'm just going to stick with these 5. I've got Jahmyr Gibbs, Jeremiah Love, Rashee Rice, stacked up with Mahomes. I have Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift, Ramondre Stevenson, Mekhi Lemon, Patty Mahomes, and then J.K. Dobbins. Feeling pretty good about this squad. The Mahomes fall is so nice there. Yeah, I don't mind it. Mahomes at 96, not too bad. I think the latest I've gotten Mahomes in a Best Ball Mania, it's honestly kind of mid-9th round. So I've been getting him at like 102, 103 in some rare cases. But I know he does get snatched up a lot in the late 80s in the beginning of the 8th round. And I'm not afraid to take him there either on a lot of my teams. $4 Dobbins. Yeah, my Dobbins exposure is probably shot up the last couple weeks. I'm just starting to warm up to the idea of it. Also, I knew one of the reasons I was really fixated on taking Dobbins here as my 4th or 5th running back, which he does end up being my 5th running back, but at pick 120, 121, that's a big cliff for me at running back. I hate every running back after pick 120, except for like Spears, which you can get pretty easily, and a few others. I still like some of these wide receivers. So quarterback wise, I'm not crazy about this range. So we're drawing dead at QB in this range. Stafford went at 110. He fell a bit, but doesn't come back around. Shuck is gone. I'm not going to reach up for Baker Mayfield or Malik Willis. I'm just not that excited about them. I will go Kelsey here as my tight end 1. And then I'm also going to take a wide receiver, and I could either do Diggs or Shakir. And I think I just go Shakir on this one. I think that's the play. I like Diggs a lot too. I think Shakir is pretty safe. High floor, not a high ceiling, but can help me fill out that flex a few weeks, especially with Mekhi Lemon being the rookie. Might be having kind of a period where he's slow to start, you could say. And there's going to be plenty of weeks where Mekhi Lemon is getting 3 or 4 targets and only like 1 or 2 receptions because of the way the Eagles offense has traditionally been with the lack of high volume passing. But maybe with Sean Mannion, it's different. So we'll see. But I do tack on Kelsey there for the double stack with Mahomes. I go Shakir because I feel like Shakir has been my... At first, I wasn't drafting him because of the lack of upside. We didn't see any really big spike weeks last year. At the end of the day, he's still on the Bills. He's still in a Josh Allen offense. So I think in the 11th round, he's totally justifiable, especially with the players going around him. You have like Coker, who I think is also fine. I could have taken him. He had a nice playoff game spike week against the Rams. He's looking for a year 3 breakout. Maybe he gets it. He's got target competition from, Teteroy McMillan, now the rookie Chris Brazzell. We've got also third year Xavier Legette looking for a bounce back. The coaches aren't fully out on Legette yet, but they started to phase him out a little bit with Coker coming on strong down the stretch when he's healthy. Otherwise, I honestly go Stephon Diggs there a good amount. But I feel like I have been leaning into Shakir decently. Which seems kind of funny. Like, I didn't think that I'd be drafting a bunch of Khalil Shakir. His price at 120 to like 125, though. Wide receiver, like 50 off the board, 40, 50 off the board, like very cheap. So it's pretty easy to stomach that. Yo, what's up, Corey? How we doing, brother? Am I higher on Egbuka or Devonta Smith? That's a great question. Honestly, I'm kind of just playing it at ADP. So you see in this draft tonight, Smith goes at 28, Egbuka goes at 39. I like Garrett Wilson a lot. I like Garrett Wilson a ton. So I'm kind of taking like Neighbors, Flowers, Garrett Wilson, Higgins, McConkey, and T-Mac. But I'm kind of taking all of these guys at ADP. So I think just to stay kind of at the field level, I'm going to be drafting Devonta Smith first and then Egbuka, but I like them both. I wish I had more of both. I probably don't have a ton of both just because of where they go around other players. I like running backs in the 3rd round and in the 4th round. Sometimes I go running back, but a lot of times I'm taking like Garrett Wilson. It feels like. So I'm coming back on the clock. Great question, though. Hope you're doing good. What's up, Emo? How we doing, brother? Hit that like. We're on the clock. I'm going to go Danny Dimes here, unstacked. I don't have a reason to go CJ Stroud or Cam Ward, really, but I do need another quarterback. And Mahomes by week 5. I can go Danny Dimes, who I do feel pretty good about here. The question is, what do I do with my next pick? I've got 5 running backs. I'm probably done. I could hit my second tight end. Gadsden is there. I think it's okay. Otherwise, I could wrap it up at QB here and call it a day. I went CJ Stroud. I'm going to just call it a day at QB because I could have pushed it later, but on a team like this where I don't have any Jets so far, I don't have any Steelers, I'm in a rare space where I just want to be done with quarterback and not think about it too much. Maybe I can backstack a little bit. But I think between Jones and Stroud, I give myself just a little bit more floor from the quarterback position week to week. And Mahomes is my ceiling and the guy I'm really leaning on with my double stack. We'll see if I can backstack the Texans and the Colts to some extent. With the Colts, it's pretty hard. There's not really any good options late. So naked Daniel Jones, I don't hate it. And then Stroud, I can always take Jalen Noel late. There's a small chance I might be able to land Dalton Schultz, but I might even push him. So we'll just kind of see where this goes. But through my first 13 rounds, let's look at this team. It's a Best Ball Mania 7. We've got a 3-5-4-1. I had 5 running backs through my first 9 rounds. I go Mahomes, double stack with Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce. I have Daniel Jones and Stroud. Got to figure out what to do with them. But I kind of like that I have 3 QBs with different bye weeks. Kind of helps. My 5 running backs, I go Gibbs, Jeremiah Love, DeAndre Swift, Ramondre Stevenson, and J.K. Dobbins. Love to see it. Very strong running back room. They're going to carry this team. The wide receivers, no slouch either. I got target earners with Rashee Rice, Devontae Adams, and Khalil Shakir. The rookie, Mekhi Lemon. And I have Travis Kelce at tight end. So I'm looking for more wide receiver depth. I'm looking for more value tight ends. I'm looking for my bringbacks. I'm looking for some more correlation. We'll see how we can land this plane. Don't forget to hit that like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I've got a goal to hit 2,000 subs before the start of the NFL season. It's a long way to go. We just hit 1,000, but it doesn't cost you anything. It's free. If you're into best ball drafts, if you like fantasy football content, draft strategy, come be a part of the Garage community. And hey, if you're feeling generous, if you want to support the channel even further, you can become a premium member today. You get the emotes, the Lamborghinis. You can throw them in the chat like Hartman did earlier, the blue Lambos, the yellow Lambos, the white Lambos. And also I'll give you access to my data models, my Excel spreadsheets, or actually they're actually Google Sheets now, easy to share, and all this good stuff I'm cooking up. So I'm in the process of updating my data model with my ADP tracking from the big board to Best Ball Mania, but the functionality is still the same, and it's good stuff. So consider becoming a channel member today. Make sure you're subbed. Make sure you hit the like. It's all free. Come get in the chat. Say what up. Come draft with me. We're about to be on the clock again. Pick 14 and pick 15 in this Best Ball Mania 7. I got to figure out what I want to do. I might go Dalton Schultz, and he goes. Kind of called that one. I knew I wouldn't really get him. Trey Harris is there. I like him for the bring back aspect, but he's kind of a fancy zero unless he really takes a step forward. And then I'll catch up with you all in the chat after I make these next 2 picks. I see you guys. Hope you're doing great. Happy Friday night. Thanks for being here, guys. I got to figure this one out. It's like, do I take Trey Harris goes? Do I take Ridley here? It's a little early. I could probably push him. I've seen him fall. I do like Barner. I might just go Barner for my first pick. I think he's kind of a stud, a little bit undervalued. And then Stribling or Tesla, Adonai Mitchell. I think I go Jerry Jeudy. Tank Dell. No. I'm going to go Jerry Jeudy and Barner there. I'm going to push guys like Stribling, Zachariah Branch, Bernard, Ridley, Malik Washington, Tank Dell. I'm going to push some of those guys a little bit, see if they come back around. I don't expect them to, but I'm starting to get into luxury pick territory. I've got 3 picks left, and I could definitely get a third tight end. Almost certainly going to take 2 other wide receivers and see if I can get guys that stack up in some capacity with either my Daniel Jones, which I don't really foresee any picks there that I like. CJ Stroud could just be Jalen Noel this late in the game, or Tank Dell. If Tank Dell comes back around, I might like that. I was going to take Trey Harris potentially. I already didn't like the Trey Harris click, but it could have worked out as a bring back, and maybe the Chargers use him more in year 2. So there's always potential there. We'll see. Corey says, do you draft based off positional needs or best player available? It's kind of both. I think of, I'm trying to draft what I think can win, a large field tournament, a team that can get me to week 17 and win in a 600 plus person final size to win Best Ball Mania for $2 million. So I'm trying to think through all of the structural decisions I can make between drafting the right amount of players at each positional group, the right amount of draft capital at each position group, and then other things like stacking, team stacking, quarterback stacking, bringbacks for week 16 and 17. Mostly week 17 is what I'm focused on. And so that's kind of where I let the draft come to me. I'm not going to force my player takes and reach on players consistently. I am going to take best available in a lot of situations. But great question. What do you, Corey, I'll throw it back to you and also everyone in the chat. Like, what do you guys like to do? Are you drafting mostly off of positional needs or best player available? Because sometimes the best player available is the optimal strategy, but also I've already taken 5 running backs in this draft. So I'm really going to need to get some good value at running back to fall to me to make me even consider taking a 6th running back. So that's kind of where that comes into play. First Down Fantasy. What's up, brother? Good to see you. If you don't like this stream, then can shut up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Get Bellinger, says Quincy. Get Cade Stover. Could do it. Could do it. Might be the move. Backup tight ends. Could do it. We'll see. Throw the Lambos in the chat. Hartman showing off here. Shout out to Hartman. Hartman was live earlier tonight as well. Make sure you guys are following and subscribe to Hartman Fantasy Football. One of my guys. Probably one of the top, I would say, 3 best ball bros in this space from just volume and knowing ball. So make sure you're over there and catching some of Hartman's streams. He's going live quite a bit. All right, we're coming back around. Calvin Ridley's there. Tank Dell is there. Zachariah Branch is there. Freiermuth. Okay. All right, this is perfect. I need 2 wide receivers. I'm going to rip Calvin Ridley and Tank MF and Dell. Let's go. Because I considered both of those guys where I took Jerry Jeudy, but I didn't want to reach on him. I said, hey, no one likes dusty old Calvin Ridley, except me, apparently, in the projections. So I'll push him. Tank Dell, it's been a while since I've gotten him. I finally get a stacked with him, stacked up with CJ Stroud, so I kind of like that. And then, yeah, the whole Ridley thing. You know, maybe I go Cam Ward here, and it's a different pick, and I get the back stack. But I think Daniel Jones and Stroud are just better than Cam Ward and have a higher floor. And how good are the Titans going to be this year? I don't know. They could be all right. Carnell Tate helps. And we'll see. We'll see. You know, they bring in Wan'Dale Robinson. We'll see how good they are. I'm almost certainly going to go tight end with my last pick. So we'll see what's available, because right now, the best available tight ends I don't really like. Freiermuth is gone. Terrence Ferguson's gone. It's like Njoku, Gesicki, Evan Ingram. I think I go Gesicki, Evan Ingram. And then it's like, damn, son. Do we do something crazy and take Jatavian Sanders or Charlie Kolar? Do I just take David Njoku? Oscar Delp is going here. The team with Shuck backstacks him with Jawan Johnson, Alvin Kamara, and Oscar Delp. You don't see that every day. Corey says, do you think CMC could be the 101 pick because he was RB1 last season when healthy? He's a PPR monster. I don't think CMC can be the 101. I did a deep dive on my latest podcast, which is called Edge Detection. Check it out. Links are typically in the description. They're not in the description tonight, but they're in the description of many of my past streams, and they're in the description of my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. But you can search for Edge Detection on Apple Podcast and Spotify. I've got 3 episodes out. I just started a brand new podcast this year. I've got a new episode coming out this weekend, which is going to be debating CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Justin Jefferson. But the last episode I did before I moved houses, moved cities, and took a big break was Jonathan Taylor versus Christian McCaffrey. And spoiler alert, I'm Team JT this year. So I'm taking JT and JSN over Christian McCaffrey. One of the things that did it for me in the last 45 years of the NFL, no running back aged 29 or older coming off of season with over 400 touches, which McCaffrey, including the playoffs, had over 450 touches. No running back since 1985 has come back and produced at the same level the next year since Walter Payton. So it's been a hell of a long time. I think it's rare. I think it's hard to do. I think there's injury risk. There's the touch cliff. There's the age cliff. Love Kamara. Love McCaffrey. I was looking at Kamara on the board. McCaffrey just came off of his least efficient running season of his entire career. Yes, he has the pass catching upside. If you isolate McCaffrey from his rushing and rushing touchdown totals and you just get his half PPR receptions and reception touchdowns, he would have been wide receiver 11. All right. But still, I think there's something to the fact that it's really hard to come off a 453 touch season. Okay, I'm going to go Gesicki here and we'll call it a day. I could take Njoku, but I'll go Gesicki there. That's draft number 1 of the night in the books. Best Ball Mania. We got Nick in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you, GM, my man. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a good Friday. Always good to see you, brother. Nick's been putting out some content too. Go check out his channel, Nick Hedgeland. He's putting out fantasy football content. He's drafting best ball teams. He's talking ball. Always good to see you, brother. And then Corey says, what would the order you would draft Devonta Smith, Igbukatet, and Olave? Great question. Let's look at the board. I'm a very market-based drafter. I'm not going to be, if it was my home league and I get one shot, that's different. So Smith, Egbuka, McMillan, Olave. You know what? I like Olave first. Easy. I like Olave first. And if this is my home league, I'm spinning up for Olave. And my home league is an auction draft. Every Labor Day, me and my 9 other home league buddies, we've been drafting together since 2009 when we were in sophomores in high school. We're in the same league continuously. I don't know what year we're in. We're in year almost 20 of this league. We were 15 a couple years ago. Every Labor Day, we meet up at an Airbnb somewhere, usually in Central Texas, a lake house, a river house, something good like that. Super fun. A beach house sometimes we'll do. And it's Labor Day. We hang out Friday night. We play a lot of beer pong and baseball. If you know how to play baseball, it's like a beer pong game, but it's pretty intense. We watch the first college football, games in week 0 on Saturday. And then all Sunday, we draft. We draft an auction draft. Takes 6 to 8 hours. It's crazy. It's a wild time. It's a lot. There's a lot of friendships that are put to the test during an 8-hour auction draft. And then all day, Monday we recover and go back home. But all of that to say, in my home league auction draft, I do things a little bit differently than you would drafting these best ball teams kind of at market prices. So I would, given that context, I would spend up for Olave. I probably am not spending up above market prices for Devonta Smith. The Eagles just don't pass enough for my liking. And Sean Mannion's an unproven first-time OC. When it comes to T-Mac, I probably am paying up for him and also for Egbuka because I think they're studs. I think they're true alphas in their offenses. Devonta Smith, he has the chance to prove it. The vacated targets from A.J. Brown leaving are there. It's a real thing. They're bringing in Mekhi Lemon. They don't pass a whole lot. Olave has the competition from Tyson. It's a real thing too, but I think the Saints are going to pass a decent amount and be a pretty good offense, I hope. So I probably think of it like this. Olave, T-Mac, Egbuka, Smith in my home league, but I'll draft kind of at market prices. And, I could be wrong. Devonta Smith, former Heisman winner. The guy's a stud. I just don't think there's enough targets to go around in that Eagles offense. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let's look at this team I drafted. Yeah, what's up, Trader Boy? How we doing, brother? Am I maxing BBM this year? If so, what number are you on? I don't know if I'm maxing yet. I honestly don't know. I maxed BBM the last 2 years, and I didn't have a single team in the finals, so that kind of sucks. I think I drafted 76 or 81 Best Ball Mania teams in 2023. So 3 years ago, my first year entering Best Ball Mania, my second year on Underdog, drafting large field tournaments. And so I'm about let's just call it 400 even. I'm almost at 400 Best Ball Manias deep in my career as a Best Ball Bro drafter. I'm skeptical if I'm going to go all in. Last year, Sam Sherman won Best Ball Mania with like 55, 60 drafts. That's kind of a sweet spot. I think this is number 16, Best Ball Mania, purely Best Ball Mania. I've done a bunch of other drafts, other contests, pre-NFL draft, the big board, little board, all that kind of stuff. And I've been in these streets, but I have been slow playing it a little bit because more than ever, I'm back waiting my tournament entries for August and September because I personally feel my worst drafts are in July. Looking back over the last 3 years, all of my July teams, they suck. They do terrible. They don't advance compared to my other teams for whatever reason. So I'm drafting at a steady pace year round, but I'm going to be slowing the roll. It's slowing the entries, especially for Best Ball Mania, and focusing more on time box tournaments in like July, which there's a lot of time box tournaments in July. And then August, I'll be hitting it hard. September up until close, I'll be hitting it hard. We'll see. I think my soft answer is I probably want to aim for between 75 and 100 Best Ball Manias, but I might be maxing it this year. We'll see how it goes. I also want to do some eliminators, and I'm considering jumping over to DraftKings and doing some drafts there for their DK Millie. So if I do like 25 to 50 or more DK Millies, I'll kind of subtract that out of my Best Ball Mania total. So I'm not really sure yet, but what are you doing, Trader Boy? Are you drafting in these streets? What kind of tournaments you like, and what kind of volume you doing? What have you been drafting? What kind of strategies you've been using? How you doing, brother? Of course. Yeah, good to see you, Nick. Hope you're having a good night, Friday night. My man, Hartman, stretching the draft to 8 hours is a good value for your money. You can't do it on Underdog. Yeah, for sure. So this draft, 3-5-7-3, pretty standard stuff. Double stack Mahomes, naked Daniel Jones. I don't think I have any Browns. I don't have any Chargers. Whatever. Week 17 bringbacks don't matter. Who cares? Whatever. I don't know. I have Stroud with Tank Dell. Don't have any Packers. So I'm not going to force those things, but those are nice things to think about. Quarterback room, I think it's decent. Overall, I'd give it a grade, like a little B, maybe like a 3-star quarterback room, weak 3-star. Running back room, and it's at a 4 stars. Running back room is stacked. It's sick. It's nice. 4 stars. Enough said. All good there. Wide receiver room. Decent depth. No big bye week issues. Get the rookie with Mekhi Lemon. Solid 3-star. 3-star room. Tight ends. Oh, I give it 3 stars as well. 3 out of 4. Kelsey, Stack, Barner. I believe in. Gesicki. Maybe undervalued. The coach speak I've been hearing from the Bengals staff. They're saying, hey, our third target in this offense is up for grabs. Is it Gesicki? Is it Yoshivas? Is it Cyrus Jones or whatever his name is? Who could it be? We'll see. We'll find out. But I think Gesicki makes logical sense. So I think Gesicki's a pretty nice late round tight end option. And yeah, so that was my 16th Best Ball Mania so far of the year. I've been kind of pacing myself a little bit on Best Ball Mania. So Best Ball Mania is about 24% filled. And I think each of the last 2 years at this point, at the end of June, I would have already been about 50, 60 Best Ball Manias deep. And so I am definitely slow rolling it this year, just based off my personal availability. I've never been so busy in my life. I have 2 kids, full-time job. I just moved cities, moved houses. So I got a lot of chores and things going on to do in the last 2 months as I was buying a house, selling a house, and moving all my stuff. But then I also kind of realized, looking back over the last few years, I found my results are typically better with my August and September drafts. Some of the May drafts are okay. And I think my June drafts are fine. I know Sam Sherman won with the June draft last year, so it's not like the worst time of year to draft. My July drafts, for some reason, have been awful. And so let me save that for a time box contest, and let me just auto draft those. And I'll do some on stream, but like, last year, Hartman and I were messing around with some of our some of these contests, and and like the implications of these July drafts and all the time box contests. There's a lot of like $1 drafts, like $1 Dalmatians and stuff, or whatever those things were called, or whatever they were. And I remember auto drafting a few of those off my ranks with some positional limits set, and a few of those did fine. So it's kind of like maybe in July you just kind of do the time box and chill a little bit. Maybe switch over to FFPC, do some of those drafts, which I do want to get into more high stakes FFPC drafts sooner than later, but also later than sooner, because I think it's a little bit early right now. Hartman and I drafted our big gorilla last year in June. If I'm not mistaken, we did a 0 RB team with a Brock Bowers first round pick in Superflex, or not Superflex, in single quarterback tight end premium. And it just didn't end up being like, you know, the best squad once Cam Scadaboo got injured out for the season. So you hate to see it. Shout out to Best Ball Mania 3 winner, Pat Carrain, aka Daily Rojo in this one. He's drafting out of the 4 spot. We'll keep an eye on his team. I'm drafting out of the 2. So I got the 101 and the 102 to start tonight's drafts. We're feeling pretty good. I snuck right back into another Best Ball Mania. So let's get after it. Hope you guys are having a great Friday night. Don't forget to smash the like. I'm gonna go check the stream, see how many likes we got so far. Don't let me down. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. If you're watching this on your TV, you can pop it up on your phone. Say what up in the chat. Smash that like button. That's 17 likes. That's okay. Let's try to get up. If we can get up to 25 likes before the end of this draft, I'd feel pretty good about that. Maybe even 30. Since we started the stream, we have added 0 subscribers. So that's kind of a letdown. So if you're new to the channel, if you're watching this in the future, make sure you're subscribed. I've got a goal to hit 2,000 subs before the start of the NFL season. I need your help. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Hit the subscribe button. Come draft with me. Come say what up in the chat. Let's talk ball, best ball draft strategy, high stakes strategy, redraft, your home leagues, all that good stuff. Dynasty, you can find it here. Come be a part of the garage community. Hartman says, late June, early July definitely feel like the slow time. Mostly just waiting for real camp to start. Yeah, I think so too. The injury news, the camp battles, all that kind of stuff. Gets a little stale. Kind of 4th of July, early July time period in these drafts. So I'll go to the time box. I'll look for rookies and sophomores, other types of formats that can kind of change it up, keep it fresh. I'm retweeting right now. I'm drafting a Best Ball Mania now. Follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. Turn on notifications on YouTube so you know when I'm going live. Come draft with me. Appreciate Gamblestein for the retweet. Appreciate Emo Cowboy always saying what's up, and Twitter interactions as well. Also got some love from Who Hames, my man, Meg from Fanspeak, Neil Orfield from the Flannelverse, and my main man Ryan Seal. How we doing, brother? Hope you're surviving with your remaining PGA best ball teams, Ryan. I've got one big scramble left. I've got one Pat Mayo Open left. My albatrosses have died out. It was sad. We're doing all right. I'm excited. We got some big streams tomorrow from Kurt Rambis. He's going to be going live first with Goofy Chicken in Syntax over on Goofy Chicken's channel. I think that's 4 p.m. Central, 5 Eastern tomorrow. And then Kurt Rambis going live with the one, the only Alex Cups for some Shipperlytics tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central, 6 Eastern. So look forward to that. Some great guys in the space, always having fun out here drafting some teams. Can we get Derrick Henry? No, he'll go to the chase team 100% of the time for the Week 17 bring back. Saw it coming, not surprised. I will take Jeremiah Love with Jahmyr Gibbs. I'll take Jeremiah Love with Bijan Robinson. Same reasoning. And don't forget about the playoff schedule. Atlanta's playoff schedule is pretty nice. Arizona's playoff schedule is pretty nice. So we're back on the clock Rashi Rice, Chris Olave. I'm going to go Olave this time over Rice. Do I do it? Do I not do it? I'm going Travis Etienne Jr. I thought about going Olave there. Let me pull in Travis Etienne Jr. and start with 3 running backs that I think are studs instead of offenses, but some of the best playoff matchups. So let's talk about Bijan. Bijan's matchups, and I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Washington in week 15, smash, the 30th ranked defense overall from Mike Clay. Tampa Bay, 13th overall defense in week 16. New Orleans, week 17, 26th overall defense for an average defensive ranking of 23 overall. One of the weakest defensive schedules, which is good. One of the best matchups consistently in the fantasy playoffs for the Atlanta Falcons. So that's kind of a plus for Bijan this year. So let's go to the next team I took Jeremiah Love. He gets the Jets. They're okay. Week 15, 11th overall defense. The Saints in week 16, 26th overall defense. Hey, Saints week 16, Saints week 17. I'm doing some really nice playoff week correlation here. They get the Raiders 25th ranked defense in week 17. So that's my Jeremiah Love versus my, Travis Etienne Jr. in week 16. I got Bijan versus Travis Etienne Jr. in week 17. Go to the Saints. They get the Bucks. 13th overall defense, week 15. And then the Cardinals, the 31st ranked defense. And the Falcons, the 27th ranked defense in week 17 for a average defensive ranking of 24 overall. So this is kind of an interesting spot to be in, where I drafted 3 running backs to start, but they have insanely good fantasy playoff schedules and a ton of correlation. I've got the Saints playing the Cardinals and the Falcons in week 16 and 17. So that's kind of fun. And the first time I've drafted this start in a Ball Mania for sure. And I like it. I'm blowing everyone else out of the water at the running back position. Let's see if I can land the plane at QB, wide receiver, tight end. Let's see if I can get some decent tight ends here. I think I can. I like some of the wide receivers that go in these ranges as well. So except for round 6 is kind of a tough spot. Pick 71 is kind of a tough spot for wide receiver. Probably where I pivot to quarterback if I look forward to that. And if there's Drake May there, if there's Burrow still there, even though he's going to go at pick 70 to chase drafter. So it's going to be May. It's going to be Hurts. It's kind of where I'm looking there. We'll see what comes around. Hartman says Shipperlytics was earlier tonight. Oh, was that tonight? You know what? I thought it was tomorrow. It was tonight. I'll have to catch the replay from my guys. It must have been a great stream. Because I actually, that makes sense. Because I knew Rambus was going live with Goofy tomorrow. And I was like, Rambus going live with Goofy. And then Cups right after. But it was earlier tonight. So that'll be a fun one to watch on replay. So Pat Carrain on the clock. Winner of Ball Mania 3. And the leader of the Leg Up community, which I'm a part of. Been a Leg Up subbed since day one. He goes Nakua, Ken Walker, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. So he's kind of going with a strong, wide receiver start. Dang. Okay, I would have liked Waddle or McLaurin. I think I will go Devontae Adams here. Again, I don't think it's too early. I could have taken Scatterboo there. He's kind of a faller. I think the guy in the 1 spot will take Scatterboo, but if he's still there, I'll take him. Otherwise, I don't really know exactly who I'd want. I could take a Dunze next or Cornell Tate. It's a little early, but it might make sense. I'm going to go Scatterboo. Take what the board gives me. I get Scatterboo against the Cowboys in week 17. Seems like a fun matchup. He looks healthy. Get him in the 5th round. Nice little 7-pick fall for Scatterboo. Bijan, Love, Etienne Jr., and Scatterboo. This could be a Hyperfragile where I'm done at running back because I have the week 8 bye overlap with Etienne Jr. and Scatterboo, but honestly, Bijan and Jeremiah Love should be able to carry. So it might be a hyper-fragile where I stop at 4 running backs at this rate. I know I said I didn't like the wide receiver options at pick 71. I'm going to have to get lucky if I'm going to double tap wide receiver at 71, 74 now, because I thought I was going to go wide receiver with round 4 and round 5, but I also thought I could get Devontae Adams in round 5, and I thought I'd have like Waddle or McLaurin or Burden if I got really lucky, and they made it back to 47. They didn't. There was kind of a big run on wide receivers after Josh Jacobs went at pick 41. It went T-Mac, Burden, McLaurin, Waddle, JMO. But I feel good about Devontae Adams still. I think him going in the 4th or 5th round doesn't make a huge difference to me. I think he's on the Rams. He's a touchdown magnet, enough said. But it is a little scary. I'm going kind of anchor wide receiver with Devontae Adams in the 4th round, and I don't have I don't really love the wide receiver options in the 6th and the 7th on this side of the board. But I wasn't going to take Carnell Tate or Romodunze over Scatterboo. I needed to grab the fall on Scatterboo there. I think makes sense to me. Let's see if we get lucky. Let's see who comes back around. Appreciate you guys for the likes. We're up to 21 likes on the stream. Let's see if we can get 25 or 30 before the end of this draft. And if you're new, make sure you throw a sub. Let's see if we can pump up those subscription numbers. Since we started the stream, we have not added any new subs. Also, I haven't looked at the data in a while, but earlier this year, I saw a stat that said, I think it was a third or maybe even half of all of my channel viewers are not subscribed to my channel, which I just couldn't believe because it's free. It costs you nothing. It takes no time at all. You just click subscribe. You can come draft with me. You can, whether you think I'm right or wrong, you can form your own opinions, but we're trying to get better every single day. We're drafting best ball teams all year round, having fun doing it. So come be a part of the garage community. A lot of sharp drafters hang out around here. It's not just me. I'm trying to get better myself. So tons of smart guys hanging out in the chat, coming by, friends of the channel who have, a lot of them have their own channels as well. And some of them don't, but they're just really sharp guys, sharp, proven drafters who have either won a lot of these tournaments, over the years, and you can get their takes as well. First down says subscribe to the channel or you can shut up. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, if Marvin Harrison comes back around, it would be a godsend. It'd be so lucky, but I think he goes right here to, let's see what the sidekick says. Boom, Marvin Harrison goes off the board. Can I take some Parker Washington or Cortland Sutton or Alec Pierce? Daniels is there. May is there. Damn, I think I push it. I kind of want to go Daniels. I'm going to take Parker Washington first and push it a little bit and see what the guy at the 1 spot does. He also has 3 running backs, but he has a tight end and only 1 receiver. He goes May to go with his Henderson. So, yeah, I can get Daniels here. I can do Daniels or Hurts. Or Alec Pierce or Cortland Sutton. Part of me wants to go receiver. Part of me wants to go to QB. Let me grab a little value on Jaden Daniels. I mean, Hurts was there, and I honestly have Hurts higher in my own personal projections than Jaden Daniels, but paying market prices, Daniels is going ahead of Hurts right now. I don't have a ton of Jaden Daniels. He's kind of hard to backstack. I think Debo ends up being a commander, so there's something there for that. But damn, only having 2 wide receivers through 7 rounds. But I like this team. This team looks very strong. It's not what I'm used to. Yo, what's up, Jeff T? Good to see you, brother. How we doing? Crazy day. Looks like it's Scotty Scheffler's world. We're all just living in it, right? Crazy day. Scotty Scheffler shot a 60 today. His second lowest round in his professional career, I'm hearing. Hey, best ball on call. Anthony, how we doing, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Smash that like button. Like and subscribe. Are you too good for your home? Also, come join the circle of trust. Get in. Subscribe to the channel. Speaking of Jaden Daniels, who we just drafted on the squad, if you don't subscribe to the channel, you're on my list, and it's not a good place to be. So get in the circle of trust. Get off the list. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribers, possibly you. How else can I sell you on this? I think we've covered it all. I think we've covered it all with that. Appreciate you guys for being here. Hope you're having a great Friday night. Thanks for spending some time here with me on the channel, live, drafting best ball manias on June 26th. There's no better place to be. This squad so far from the 2 spot. Bijan Robinson, Jeremiah Love, Travis Etienne Jr. I love that start, but it's hard to land it from here. I go Devontae Adams, Cam Scatterboot fell to me. I had to take him. Maybe we go Hyperfragile. You know, Etienne Jr. and Scatterboot have the same bye week in week 8, but maybe Bijan and Love can carry. We'll see if we tack on a 5th running back. I don't know if we do. Parker Washington, wide receiver 2, kind of sketchy. Jaden Daniels had to pull the trigger. QB1. Getting my 3rd wide receiver at pick 95. Cortland Sutton's still there. Josh Downs is still there. Michael Wilson. Okay, Sutton goes. Pittman is still available. I will take Pittman. I'll take Jacoby Myers. We'll do something crazy. Trevor Lawrence is gone, but maybe we take Myers in Washington. That's kind of interesting, kind of risky. Xavier Worthy. Maybe. Do we get a year 3 breakout from Xavier Worthy? Tight end wise, I don't think I want to go Laporta or Fannin necessarily. I think I wait on tight end the way I've spent my draft capital so far. Quail Hollow, shout out. All right, I'm on the clock. I think I'm going to go... I'll take some Worthy. It's expensive, but I'll go Worthy here. The receiver I want, I think, comes back around. Although now I see the drafter in the 1 spot has DK. He might take Pittman. No, he goes Myers. He might take Pittman as his wide receiver. He goes Pearsall. Because I was thinking he could double stack the Pittsburgh wide receivers. I am going to take Pittman here. Trying to think if anything else makes more sense. Fannin, Laporta, you know, good options. But I'm going to get Pittman Jr. there as my wide receiver 4, make up some ground. Pittman projects really well, at least. I will say that. So I've now got 4 wide receivers. I have Devontae Adams, Parker Washington, Xavier Worthy, Michael Pittman Jr. Let's see what Pat Kerrane does here in the 4 spot. He goes Monangai and Brooks to follow up Jalen Hurts. So he gets his RB 2 and 3. He's going kind of more of a 0 RB build. True. This is true. Yeah. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of good content out there. The throwback. Yeah. Quail Hollow. Why is Peter Malnati not in the Circle of Trust? I mean, I think he's like one of the foundational members of the Circle of Trust. It's kind of just like a subtle head nod. Like, we know he's in there. I mean, we know he's in there. Unstacked Trevor Lawrence and Patrick Mahomes is the answer. Yeah, exactly. Look at this team in the 10 spot. Unstacked Mahomes, unstacked Lawrence. Maybe he knows something we don't. Not the worst team, though. Kind of just like across the board, good picks. Just not a whole lot of correlation. Kind of expensive to double tap those QBs there without having any stacks. Fannin at 106 is kind of a nice value. A lot of QBs go in round 9. Dart, Purdy, Nick, Stafford, Kyler Murray. So I took Daniels early, which means I knew I was going to push it when I was already my team was already so needy for wide receiver help. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Speak of the devil. Nice little Friday night. I'll try to get in the next BBM if you're running it back. Hell yeah, brother. We're running it back. We're drafting. I just got back myself. I had a nice little Friday night. I was downtown in Austin. I went to ACL Live for a concert with my wife, my best friend, his wife. We got some Tex-Mex at Chewy's Barton Springs afterwards. So we were chilling, watched a show, got a meal. Now I'm back out in the country. Drove back out from downtown. I'm here at the house now. We're back and drafting some best Ball Manias. Feeling good. This is draft 2 of the night. Let's see what we can get into. Feeling pretty strong. Could go Hyperfragile. Could stop with 4 running backs. 1-4-4-0 build so far. Pick 119, 122 coming up. How do I not take Jared Goff here? Jared Goff on a big fall. I think I take naked Jared Goff and make it happen. Also got Kelsey here. I got Dobbs or Shakir. Goff goes. Damn. Would have been a nice fall. Even though I had him naked, would have been a nice fall. I think I go Kelsey here. I have Worthy and Kelsey this time for like the team stack, even though I don't have Mahomes. But first, I'm going to go Shuck to get myself a QB that does stack up with a pass-catching running back, Travis Etienne Jr. So let me get that natural stack right there before I run out of pass catchers. You know, Stafford's gone. Lawrence is gone. Mahomes is gone. I can get Aaron Rodgers late. Kelsey goes, not the end of the world. There's other tight ends I like later on. Let me go Coker here. I took Shakir last time. I've been taking a lot of Shakir. Let's go Coker. It's a little early. It's not too bad, though. I think he has some spike week potential. We saw what he did against the Rams in the playoff game last year. A little bit of Coker there. Between him, Shakir, Diggs. I take a bunch of Diggs, a bunch of Shakir. Let me switch in some Coker there. Year 3 breakout incoming. Can he stay healthy? I had the Tyler Shuck piece. Didn't need a running back. Didn't like the running backs. Could have gone tight end. Would have been like Mark Andrews or Ferguson. Just fine, but not like... not so convinced I had to do that. Oh, nice. Nice, Jim. What did you get into? Did you go to any nice restaurants, or were you here for like a show or like a conference or something fun? Just some sightseeing, some tourism. I know Nez was here last week. I wasn't able to link up with him. He was here for a bachelor party, so he's off doing his own thing. But Nez was here last weekend, and he sent me over like his itinerary, his schedule of the things he was doing. It looks action-packed. It looks super fun. So I'm sure he had a great time. I got to touch base with him and see how it was. The main Austin hub, 6th Street. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was on 5th Street tonight. So I was out on 5th Street right over there. It was very fun. What's up, Putt Daddy? How we doing, brother? Little late, but what's happening? I'm just hanging, man. We're drafting some teams, talking some ball, having a good time. Happy Friday, everyone. Thanks for being here. Make sure you smash that like button on your way in. Come get in the chat. Say what up. Come draft with me. We're drafting more Best Ball Manias right after this. This is the second Best Ball Mania draft of the night. We're just getting started. Always good to see you, Putt Daddy. Hope you're doing good, brother. Anyone make Albatross finals? I did not. I went 0 for 3 with my last teams that were still in it. So sucks to suck. But who do we know in the Albatross finals? Anyone? Let me know. Did anyone make it through? No one comes to mind. I know there are some, but no one's coming to mind. Let me know if you did. Jeff, I don't think I'm going to draft my Frenchie 7. I was considering it. It's a single entry $20 draft, but the top prize was only like 10 or 20,000 or whatever it was. For a $20 draft, I might as well just draft in their Best Ball Mania. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Just didn't get me too excited. I wasn't excited enough to do it. So I'm probably going to pass on the Frenchie 7. Bachelor party. Oh, hell yeah. Bunch of live music. Way too much barbecue. All around good time. Hey, you're doing it right. Fun place to visit. A lot of good music. A lot of good food. A lot of good times. Man, Dallas Goddard goes. I would have liked Goddard at 143. Would have been nice. I'll do Shaheed for my wide receiver 6. He goes, of course. Could do Daniel Jones as my QB3. I'm probably going to do that. Probably just taking Daniel Jones. Because I don't love any of these tight ends. I'm going to be going super late on tight end. I might even take 4 of them with like my last 4 picks. It's kind of how this is teeing up. I go Daniel Jones again. I think he's a good value where he goes. So I have Jaden Daniels, Tyler Shuck, and Daniel Jones. Tight end wise, the best available. It's looking like Aronde Gadsden or Chig Okonkwo. Let's go Chig for the obvious stacking reasons. I don't hate the price. I don't love the price. It's right at ADP. It's fine. I remember when Chig Okonkwo was going in round 18, 19, 20 of the big board. Now he's round 13. It's too expensive for my taste, but on this team where I have Jaden Daniels, I'll bite. And I don't need a running back. I don't like the running backs that are available. A receiver, I would have taken Shaheed. So I knew I was going to get at least one tight end. Maybe I should have gone Juwan Johnson there. That's probably the better play with Shuck. Could have done that. Honestly, I could have double tapped it. Juwan Johnson and Okonkwo. It's whatever. I think I might go 4 tight ends. We'll just see how this one kind of progresses. I have a 3-4-5-1 build. Probably done with 4 running backs. Could be at least 2. So it'd be like a 3-4-7-4. Yeah, 3-4-7-4 could be the build. Not bad. Yeah, not bad. I don't have any albatross or scrambles in the finals. I have 1 big scramble and 1 Pat Mayo Open, which is kind of like a smaller field scramble. Cam Smith next year. He probably goes pretty cheap next year. I think people are kind of like counting him out, sleeping on him. Unless we see something big at the Open, I feel like it'll be pretty cheap. What do you think, Jeff T? Hey, we're at 26 likes. Hell yeah. 26 likes. If we get to 30 before the end of this draft, I'll be feeling real good. So if you haven't already liked the stream, make sure you like it. And have we added any new subs since we started going live tonight? 0 new subs. Maybe my refresh isn't working, or maybe we haven't got any new viewers, but that would be a shame because we're only an hour and 20 in. I guess we're not that deep yet. We're not that deep. but let's see if we can get any new subs on a Friday night. Got to keep growing the channel. We're getting there. Spears goes, Charbonnet go. Probably two of the better running back picks late. I think so too. I would think so too, Jeff. Like, he's exciting enough. And Williams goes, but I don't really draft him. I think he's too expensive. I'd rather just hope Debo re-signs. So I would take Kenyon Sadiq Kenyon Sadiq goes, no doubt. I would take Hawkinson or Debo with my next two picks. There's not really any Saints players I want, but Kamara could be interesting if he continues to fall. Colts players, no. Commanders players, not really. Debo's there. I kind of need Hawkinson more than I need Debo, and I think there's a chance that Debo falls. Oh, shoot. The player in the one spot already has 3 tight ends. I'm stupid. I should have taken Debo first and pushed Hawkinson instead. But at the last second, I realized that he already had 3 tight ends. I bet you he took Debo. He does. He takes Debo. I'm an idiot. I should have gone Debo and pushed Hawkinson. I did it backwards. Oh, well. Usually I get that right. This time I got it wrong. Who do I need wide receiver wise? I have 5 wide receivers. I could use one here. Trey Harris seems fine. Whoops. I took Kamara. I had Trey Harris star queued up, but I forgot that I already starred Kamara. I take Kamara ahead of ADP. It's fine, though. He might come back around. I've seen him Kamara go in the last round. I've seen him go in round 15. I have both of the Saints running backs. So, actually, that kind of is not ideal because now I have 3 running backs the week 8 bye. So, I really didn't do myself any favors about covering my bye weeks. But maybe, you know what? Just maybe Kamara and Etienne Jr. get it done. It's probably one of the only best ball manias I've drafted this year where I have 2 running backs on the same team. I've done it before. I don't do it all the time. But hey, it doesn't hurt. I don't mind it. This late in the draft, I'm not going to worry about it. Probably Trey Harris didn't really fit this team anyways. It's kind of funny though. I just started Kamara being like, I'll start him in case I want him at pick 191, 194. I get him a whole round earlier than that. Seems fine, though. My big mistake was, again, I should have pushed Hawkinson, knowing the player drafting in the one spot already had 3 tight ends. He wasn't going to take Hawkinson. Could have taken Debo there, so that's what happens. I do think Debo probably ends up being a commander. Resigns on a cheaper, different deal. Could make some sense. I've got a YouTube poll right now, and the question of the day is Gibbs or Bijan. Right now, we only have 13 votes, but it is 69% Gibbs. Nice. And 31% Bijan. What do you guys think? I'll close the poll at the end of this draft if I remember. Kind of funny that I put the poll question before I started the stream as Gibbs versus Bijan, when in my first Best Ball Mania tonight, we had the 101. I drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. In the second Best Ball Mania tonight, I have the 102. We draft Bijan Robinson. So it's pretty... it's a coincidence right there. What would you call that? That's like... There's a word, but I can't think of it. It starts with a P. What's the word I'm looking for? On the clock and a slow and need some help. Pick 180 wide receiver. Okay, I got you, bro. We're making these picks right now. Around 180, people are taking Wicks, yuck. Branch, interesting. Mitchell, interesting. Ridley, Judy, kind of good floor picks. Ridley, Dell, or Wicks. I would go Ridley, then Dell, then Wicks, depending on your stacks and if you have anything better to kind of like lean in a certain direction. But I do think Ridley's a good value this late. He projects for a lot of fantasy points according to Mike Clay's projections right now, so it's not a bad pick. Okay, I have a 3-5-5-2. We probably need a wide receiver and a tight end. Terrence Ferguson could be fun. Frymuth is there. Let's push the tight ends. We knowing what we know. Let's grab a wide receiver. It's like Dell, Mooney, Cup, Franklin. Let's take a fancy zero. I thought about going Surratt. I go Ted Hurst there. A fancy zero. A rookie wide receiver to fit this team. And then I am going to come back around and most likely go with one of these tight ends, either Terrence Ferguson or Fryermuth. I think I'll get Ferguson. I'll go Terrence Ferguson. Let's see if he can be somebody. I've already got a bet on the Rams offense with Devontae Adams. Let me throw Ferguson in there. See if he can be a differentiator at the tight end position. Probably done with those three because I feel like I do want a 7th wide receiver, given I ended up taking a 5th running back that I didn't necessarily expect to take. Yeah, what do you guys in the chat think that Ryan should do? Eileen Ridley. I've been drafting a fair amount of Ridley. I think Dell is fine. The health, and what he's like post-injury is a big question for Dell. I just don't see a lot of Wicks usage. I'm a little bit skeptical. The Packers weren't the highest volume passing offense, but the Eagles are even like a lower passing volume offense. So I just don't really know what the role is for a guy like Wicks on the Eagles, where he's like the 4th best target in the best case scenario for him. Obviously, Devonta Smith, Mekhi Lemon, Goddard, and then is it Wicks? Is it Stowers? Is it just Saquon? Hartman says Wicks never wrong, just early. All right, I'm back in. The answer is Wicks, even though I just sold you guys against Wicks. All he had to say was that that little truism there, that little best ball bro quote that we all know to be true. Never wrong, just early. Maybe that's the case with Wicks. What is it, year 5 for Wicks? Is it a year 5 breakout we're looking for? He's the next Juwan Jennings. Okay, what's up with Geno Smith? Geno Smith's still available. I don't have any Jets on this team, but Geno Smith in the last round is a great value. I'm probably going to take like a Troy Franklin or a Keon Coleman with my last pick. I could do Torrey Horton. Actually, Rashad Bateman's pretty nice. This is the order. Coleman, Bateman, Horton. One of them will be available. Franklin goes. Geno Smith finally goes to the team that has Braylon Allen and no other Jets, but I think it's a good pick. It's just a good pick. Late unstacked QB, but I don't think Geno Smith gives up the job to anyone. So it makes sense. Let's see what Karain does with his last pick. After he took Brooks, he went Concepcion, Bill, CJ Stroud. I'm pretty sure unstacked CJ, if I'm not. Yeah, unstacked CJ Stroud. Algier, Juwan Johnson, Algier, Bernard, then backstacked it, or then stacked it with Rodgers. He goes Stowers and Brazel. So he gets a few rookies there with Brazel, Stowers, Bernard, Concepcion. Interesting team. I'm going to go Keon Coleman here, unless I have a reason not to. I'm trying to think it through. Do I want Keon Coleman? Or for any other reason, do I want Bateman or Horton? I know, I'm going to go Keon Coleman. Boom. Year 3 breakout for Keon Coleman. Why not? I take him and Xavier Worthy. Technically, let me show you all the data. Technically, Keon Coleman's been better than Xavier Worthy through their first 2 seasons on a per-game basis. Worthy goes in the 8th round or the 9th round. Keon Coleman goes undrafted or the last round. Let me let y'all in on a little bit of plus EV. This is called the Year 3 Watch. I'm looking at all of the Year 3 receivers and trying to predict a breakout. We'll zoom in just a bit more. Why not? Okay. Here's an example. We have Alec Pierce, year 1, year 2. His average in half PPR was 5.2 fantasy points per game. Not that impressive. 0.1 touchdowns per game, 56 air yards per game, 15 yards per reception, 33.5 receiving yards per game, 2.5 receptions per game, 4.5 targets per game or less in 33 games. Not that impressive. But whoa, a year 3 breakout and a year 4 upward trend for Alec Pierce. In the last 2 seasons, year 3 and year 4, he jumps up from a 5.2 to a 9.8, almost doubling his fantasy points per game. He quadruples his receiving touchdowns per game, going from 0.1 to 0.4. He doubles his air yards from 56 to 99 or 100. He increases his yards per reception by like a third or more, going up to 21 yards per reception, 22, which is actually pretty unheard of. The receiving yards jump from 33.5 to about 59. The receptions didn't even move that much, from 2.2 to 2.7. It's really just increased efficiency, which is pretty remarkable. The targets hardly go up, 4.3 to 4.9. They still go up, though. But that's the profile of an Alec Pierce, who's like a, 6th, 7th round pick, whatever. So who's the next Alec Pierce? Who's going to have that year 3 breakout that continues into year 4? Could it be Troy Franklin? You can make an interesting case for Troy Franklin, who actually has 5.8 fantasy points per game and half PPR through his first 2 seasons. But he's getting increased competition from Jalen Waddle, competition from Pat Bryant. He's missed the playoff games. He's never been that impressive in the playoffs. So there's some headwinds. Could it be Keon Coleman? He actually has 6.8 fantasy points through his first 2 seasons. He has more competition from DJ Moore. Never did much in the playoffs. But 0.3 touchdowns per game in his first 2 seasons. Similar air yards to Alec Pierce. Similar yards per reception. Similar receiving yards. Similar receptions per game. Similar targets per game, but actually all better. Is Alec Pierce a worse version of Keon Coleman? We'll find out. Is Keon Coleman a better version of Alec Pierce on a better team with Josh Allen? Could be. Xavier Legette, kind of Troy Franklin-esque, but a little bit worse. Jalen Coker, kind of Keon Coleman-esque and pretty similar. Ricky Pearsall, kind of Keon Coleman-esque and definitely more expensive. Marvin Harrison, a stud. Malik Neighbors, certified baller, number 1 wide receiver in the draft class. Roma Dunze is kind of underwhelming. He doesn't really shine here like you think he would. Brian Thomas, kind of a certified stud. Better than a Dunze, better than Marvin Harrison Jr., but not by much, and it's really carried by his freshman rookie season, I mean. what do we get out of Brian Thomas going forward? Does it get better? Does it get worse? It's starting to trend down. They're bringing in a lot of competition. Parker Washington ascending. Jacoby Meyer's still there. Still an integral part of their offense. Travis Hunter. But Xavier Worthy, kind of a worse version of Keon Coleman because of his ADP. Very similar to Keon Coleman. ADP is way more expensive. I say that I just drafted Xavier Worthy in this draft. Lad McConkey, kind of a stud, but he's expensive too. So AD Mitchell, everyone's high on him right now. He is the least efficient wide receiver we've ever seen play in the NFL. He's one of the worst. It almost can't get better. It is almost certainly going to be a letdown. He's not going to pull it together. He's getting Omar Cooper Jr. and Kenyon Sadiq for competition. It's still Garrett Wilson's world. We're just living in it. There's no targets to go around when Garrett Wilson's healthy. He's going to hog them all. Adonai Mitchell is a dollar store version of Alec Pierce before the breakout, and it's not getting better. Similar air yards, similar yards per reception, but worse. Way worse receiving yards, way worse receptions, worse on the targets, or about the same. The efficiency sucks. The touchdowns per game are miserable. The fantasy points per game from Adonai Mitchell are some of the worst I've ever seen. And I'm a Texas fan. I'm a Longhorn. I want Adonai Mitchell to be good. I believe in AD Mitchell. He's great in college. Terrible NFL receiver. Terrible. Could the Geno Smith QB upgrade make it better? No, I don't believe so. Not going to be enough. That's Garrett Wilson's improvement, not AD Mitchell's. Ryan Flournoy, also terrible. Overdrafted. Jalen McMillan, he's fine. He's a stud. Small sample size, he's kind of a stud. Malik Washington, kind of useless. Not a true alpha. Gonna lose snaps and targets to Tutu Atwell, to Jalen Tolbert, to any of the three rookies they drafted on the Dolphins. Do not draft or don't get excited about Malik Washington. Ryan Flournoy is the most overdrafted player, except for Adonai Mitchell, except for Keaton Mitchell. Lad's expensive but good. Real upside. Xavier Worthy's really expensive but okay, I guess. Brian Thomas is draftable, but got a lot of competition and it's trending down. Odunze is expensive, but has the upside. Malik Neighbors is the guy, the man. He's got that dog in him. Marvin Harrison got the real upside. Ricky Pearsall is expensive, but has some upside, but he's pretty expensive. Coker has some upside. He's kind of expensive just where he goes. I wish he's a little bit cheaper. Leggett is draftable. Keon Coleman, draftable. Could be the guy. Franklin, draftable. I rest my case. AD's looking good in shorts, though. What could go wrong? 100%. 100%. 1,000%. That's the answer right there. Looks good in shorts, though. What could go wrong? Let's jump into their Best Ball Mania. I'm going to join from my phone in 10 seconds. So cue it up. If you hear me saying this, I'm about to click in. Join now. You see it in the chat? BBM. I'm joining it now. Boom. Waiting on 6. There's plenty of time. Y'all can get in here. Waiting on 5. Usually I sneak in some. I don't want to draft against y'all in the chat every time. You hear my thoughts. You see my queue. It's minus EV for me. It's plus EV for you. But I'm feeling good. It's almost midnight here in Austin, Texas. I'm having fun. We're rolling. It's draft number 3 of the night. Best Ball Mania number 3. Come get in. Waiting on 4. Plus 4 for BBM. Goombas, what's up, brother? Have you ever seen AD Mitchell run? Yes, sir. I've seen him in real life. I've watched every college football game he ever played for Texas. I saw him in the college football playoffs at Georgia. I saw him in person on New Year's Day in New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium I saw Quinn Ewers throw a ball 2 inches over his fingertips in the fourth quarter with a minute left to lose the game to Washington, to Michael Penix Jr., who was dropping bombs to Jalen McMillan, Roma Dunze, Jalen Polk to win that game against the stout Texas defense in 2024 on January 1st. The night before, I finished 7th in the Poodle for a cool $2,000. Spent it all on a bar tab on New Year's Eve. Shots were like $80 a shot on Bourbon Street. Something crazy. I don't even remember. I'm exaggerating, but also I'm telling the truth. Yeah, we've seen A.D. Mitchell run. It's a damn shame. Leggett draftable. This can't be true. I think it is true to an extent. I think it's still true. I think Leggett is draftable. He's a first-round talent, first-round draft capital, and he's going undrafted. We're drafting out of the 10 spot this time. Boom. We got Ryan in the 3 spot. We've got Nathan in the 9. I'm in the 10. If you're in this draft with me and I didn't call you out, come say what up. Let me know where you're at. Let's draft some shippers. I think I recognize some of these other names, but I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't figure out who I'm missing here, who I'm forgetting. Let's go. Only one can survive. Well, actually 2 can advance out of this pod. So, and you know you're drafting with me, so your odds to advance out of this pod, it's technically 1 out of 11. Good luck. Good luck. Because I already know I'm advancing. Also, I'm going to grab a water super quick. Super quick. I'm grabbing a water. I'm taking my phone in case I have to draft off my phone, but I'm going to be back in 10 seconds. After a night of eating Tex-Mex, gotta hydrate. So salty. Whew. Ate a lot of chips, ate a lot of queso. Had a chimichanga, which is like a Chewy's version of a chimichanga. Delicious. The rice, the beans. I'm like sodiumed out. Chugging water. Might have had a Mexican martini or 2. Who knows? Who's counting? For those that don't know, Mexican martini is tequila, olive juice, jalapeno, shaken over ice, martini glass, salt on the rim, shaken, not stirred. Hampton, Achane, Ken Walker, Chase Brown. I personally rank it Achane, Ken Walker, Hampton. I'm going to go Hampton here. I'm going to go Hampton. I can make a case for all of these running backs. Achane, the most explosive running back in the league. Hands down. Hampton, great offense, great OC, great coach, healthy offensive line. Chase Brown, Bengals, enough said. Workhorse. Ken Walker, if we get 2025 Super Bowl MVP Seahawks playoff Ken Walker on the Chiefs as a workhorse running back, I'm in. If we get Seattle Seahawks regular season Ken Walker, split in touches, Not catching a lot of passes. Not a true workhorse. But go Hampton there. Jefferson Hampton. I have to look at my Jefferson team so far. I feel like a lot of them are Jefferson Hampton in general. So it's kind of chalky, but I don't mind it. Yo, what's up, the Jedi Loco? How we doing, brother? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great Friday night. Thanks for being here. Jeff T says, damn, I'm not drafted on this stream. I guess I'm not winning BBM 7. Facts. We got Nathan in here. Nathan Visand. You actually left me HN for once. I know. I was contemplating it. You hear me contemplating it live. I got Nathan right next to me in the 9 spot. I give him a little CD Lamb HN start. Pretty sick, if you ask me. Every time I join a draft with you, we are next to each other. It's so true. It's so true. It's funny how that happens. There's just some consistencies in the way things happen in these drafts. My first 2 drafts tonight, I don't know if you were here for it. I put in the YouTube chat, which I'm now going to close the poll. Go get your last votes in on the YouTube poll. I said Bijan or Gibbs. Bijan or Gibbs at the 101. My very first draft tonight, I get the 101. I take Gibbs. My second draft, Best Ball Mania. Also, I get the 102. I take Bijan. So we're mixing it all in. I think I like the Gibbs team better. To be determined. Now I get the 10 spot. I go Jefferson and Hampton to start. I'm going to close the YouTube poll. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. All that good stuff. Ending the poll in 5 seconds. 3. We got 16 votes. You guys hate voting on YouTube polls. There's 26 watching. Only 16 votes, unless it's just lagging. I'm on the clock. I'll make this pick first at least. I believe in Neighbors. I'm going to go to my Mike Clay projections. How many games is Neighbors projected to play? I know it's a decent amount, but he has him down here in the ranks a little bit. I'm looking for Neighbors. I'm scanning. He hasn't projected for 15 games. At that price, I guess I'm still in. I thought about taking Javonte. I'll make these 2 picks and we'll close the poll. What's your fave candy, Mr. Candyman? Hell yeah. I like Sour Patch watermelons if I'm going like pure candy, but I don't eat them a lot because I don't eat a lot of candy. Ooh, McConkey. I took Hampton. I might have to go Garrett Wilson or Egbuka over McConkey. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I like Josh Jacobs here. I might go Josh Jacobs. I can either go Josh Jacobs, McConkey, Garrett Wilson, Egbuka. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. Keep it even, Stevens. But my favorite real candy is probably Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or like Sour Patch, like watermelons. But I don't eat a lot of candy. Candyman is what people call me. My friends have called me my whole life because my last name's Candelarii. And when your last name's Candelarii, people will just call you Candy and Candyman naturally. So like sports teams, teammates, friends in high school, friends in college, I was always Candy. I was always Candyman. Not something I came up with on my own. But my brother, his friends call him Candy. My dad was Candy. Grandpa was Candy. It's a natural thing that happens. And a group of guys, when someone has a weird last name that's very uncommon, you either call them by that. If it's short, if it's long, you give them a little nickname. That's kind of what seems to happen naturally. But what's your guys' favorite candy in the stream? We'll throw it out there. I'm trying to think what I'm missing. When I was a kid, I used to like Swedish Fish. I don't like them anymore. I used to like Starburst when I was a kid. That was my favorite answer until I was like probably 13 or something, and I don't really like those anymore either. M&Ms are fine. They're okay. I like chocolate in general. Honestly, my favorite candy is C's candy. I like the little thin caramel patties. I like the assortment of the C's candy box. It's expensive, but I'll get it for my mom for her birthday or like Valentine's Day every once in a while. Most years. What else do I like? Christmas time. Candy. Just Reese's. I think Reese's is like my go-to favorite. But if we're not talking chocolate, if we're talking like candy like sugary stuff, yeah, probably those Sour Patch watermelons. My last name is so uncommon that I'm the only person in the world with my name. Damn, that's crazy. My last name is uncommon, but it's not too uncommon. But the odds are if you have my last name, we're related. It's that uncommon. But there's other versions of my last name that are 1 or 2 letters different that are even more common. That I think someone just forgot how to spell at some point back in the day, and we're probably all related anyways. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Hell yeah. Reese's, probably, yeah. We're all basic bitches. C's candy was kind of fancy. Used to get that from Xmas. Exactly. I don't even buy it for myself. I only buy it for like my sister or my mom when I want to like treat them, and I feel like I'm, you know, trying to get in their good graces, I guess. Damn, Waddle goes 57. Nathan has these sick receivers. Lamb, Achane, Flowers, Wilson, Waddle. It's fire start. I'm jealous. Jefferson, Hampton, Neighbors, Jacobs. I kind of want to go. I'm going to go with Dunze. We just talked about the year 3 breakouts for like a Dunze and Neighbors. Let me take them both in the same team. I thought about going Carnell Tate. I kind of do want Carnell Tate. Damn, he goes. I was hopeful he might come back around to 63, but I didn't think it would really happen. I might be able to get Jordan Tyson at that price, though. Or Brian Thomas, who I'm a little bit skeptical of. Do I want to go Jadarian Price instead? I don't know. Damn, Tyson goes. Marvin Harrison's fine. It's a little bit early, but it's fine. The running backs don't come around very nicely, so it might be better just to get the RB3. Tyler Warren's kind of expensive. Oh, man. Jadarian Price is there. Do I just go Jadarian Price? I don't want to go Burrow or May at this moment. Marvin Harrison's fine, but I think if I go Price here, I'll feel better about my running back room, and I think Price can surprise to the upside. I think he's going to be like a hell of a good rusher. The Seahawks like to run the ball. They have a new OC. So we'll kind of see how that works out. Nathan takes Marvin Harrison, so he's got 5 receivers through 6 rounds. He's anchoring down with the Achane. He's got a stud wide receiver room. I mean, he could probably be done with like 6 receivers. Or even those 5 could get it done if the bye weeks don't overlap too badly, which it looks like they don't. Well, I guess you have Lamb and Harrison at 14 and Flowers and Wilson at 13. So you probably do want at least one more. But it'd be pretty absurd to stop at 5 wide receivers. I don't really see that build very often. So, but no, incredible start. Peanut M&Ms. Yeah, M&Ms are okay. They're just like, to me, M&Ms are better as an accessory, as like a topping on like an ice cream sundae or something than just alone. But M&Ms is also what I pay my daughter in to like do chores or like, you know, act and behave accordingly, or just reward her for like, you know, whatever, eating fruit. But she's 3.5, so a mini M&M to her is like a big deal. I could pound a gross of peanut butter cups in a sitting. A gross amount. It's funny. When I was a kid, I used to love the Nerds. I don't know if they still sell that. Oh, Nerds? Yeah, Nerds. Yeah, Nerds. They still have Nerds and stuff. They have like Nerds rope, Nerds whatever. Yeah, Nerds were pretty interesting for a while. I would agree, but I don't eat them much anymore. Or at all. Pink Nerds are fire. Reese's, as long as they are nice and crisp, non-chocolate, and it's cherry sours. Oh, it's a fun one, yeah. You know what's cool is my father-in-law, he is kind of like very handy in the kitchen. He does a lot of cooking, he can make a lot of nice food, a lot of meals, but he also makes a bunch of desserts, and he makes homemade peanut butter cups, and they're like twice as thick, and the only ingredients you need is it's milk chocolate, peanut butter, and powdered sugar. The reason we all like the peanut butter inside the peanut butter cup is because the literal ingredient is powdered sugar, is what you mix in and you stir it in with the peanut butter. That's the 3 ingredients. There's nothing else. It's just peanut butter and powdered sugar stirred together. And then you put it into a little cup under and over melted milk chocolate to fill out the cup, and then you freeze it overnight. That's how you make a peanut butter cup. And he makes them extra thick, and not even like too much more of the peanut butter middle, like nice, thick, solid walls of chocolate all around. So if you like the softer kind of melt in your mouth Reese's that you get on like Halloween, that's not what really that's not what he's going for. He's going for like a nice, thicker, like eat 1 or 2 and you're done kind of. But it's delicious. It's incredible. They're really good. I think I'm gonna go Sutton here. Sutton as my RB, or running my wide receiver 4. I'm surprised that Nathan passed up Dak Prescott to get Hubbard as his RB2 when he could have continued his 0 RB start and gone for Prescott with Lamb. Let's see if Prescott comes back to him at 88. I don't think I'll take Prescott here. I kind of would prefer to go Herbert, but Herbert does get drafted. Or even just pull up Dart to 87. But Dart's been falling a little bit, but if I want to get Dart with Neighbors, I do need to take him here. Prescott goes to the drafter in the 12 spot, who had Javonte Williams at least. The drafter in the 12 spot. The drafter in the 11 spot should have taken Herbert before Godwin because he had McConkey, but he messed that up. Okay, I would have wanted Dowdle there. I could do Reed or just take Dart. I'm just taking Dart. I don't like it's to me the QB tier doesn't matter too much. I want Dart stacked up with Neighbors, and I think Dart is kind of a nice value. I don't know why he's been falling in drafts. I feel like Dart should be going in round 8, not round 9. I'll take him over Jaden Reed. What's the point of going Jaden Reed there for my team? I really don't know. I could have gone unstacked Mahomes. Why? Unstacked Brock Purdy. Why? Let's go Dart with Neighbors. We're making a bet on Neighbors here being a smash. I wanted Swift. The 4th RB at 8 is wild. Yeah. Yeah. You were so close to getting Swift, but then you got a nice fall on Waddle. So 2nd RB at 8 would be pretty wild. I guess it's still kind of a 0 RB philosophy. You get Trevor Lawrence, who's probably a fair trade for Dak. You just obviously don't get the stack with Lamb. So that's the only thing I was kind of zeroing in on there, but it makes sense to me. 8 spot hates wide receiver values. Yeah. He kind of does. He passed up on Waddle. I mean, that's the main case. He took Josh Allen in the 3rd round. Yo, what's up, B-Fred? How we doing, brother? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great Friday night. Do you think Bijan will get more goal line attempts this year with an Algier gone, or do you think Brian Robinson will steal more? I think Brian Robinson fills the Algier role and maybe even does it better than Algier. So last year, Bijan had 7 carries inside the 5-yard line. Algier had 7 carries inside the 5-yard line. For reference, David Montgomery had 15 carries inside the 5-yard line alone. Bijan was the 39th running back last year when in a situation where it was 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, whether that's scheme, bad offensive line play, bad calling, play calling, bad coaching. Now they have 2-time NFL Coach of the Year Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta. Can he turn things around? Sure. Last year, Bijan was like 65, 66% snaps from the running back position. Under Coach Kevin Stefanski, Nick Chubb, prime Nick Chubb, his best running back he ever had, peaked at 55% of running back touches and was splitting worth with Kareem Hunt, if you remember that. So I think Bijan can be more efficient. I think he takes a step back from his touch total. I think Brian Robinson's brought in to be the short yardage and potentially goal line hammer. So that's kind of not great for Bijan. That's one of the reasons I'm more bullish. One of the reasons I'm more bullish, I would say, on Gibbs. The vacated touches and opportunities on a higher scoring offense, the Lions, for Gibbs, seems good. I don't think the opportunity has gotten that much better for Bijan. It's kind of similar, I would say. So that's kind of my thought process there. I go Kyler Murray here. Double tap the QB, get him. Don't let anyone else at the turn take the QB that I want, considering the guy in the 11th spot has 0 QBs through 9 rounds, 8 rounds. You know, we'll see what he does. But I kind of did want Kyle Pitts. He takes Pitts. I'll go Kittle here. I'll take Kittle. I don't have a reason to go Stafford. I could go Gainwell. I feel good enough at running back. I feel like I don't have to force the Gainwell pick. Rashad White's there. Golden's there. All good picks. I kind of want to go Kittle. I think Kittle's the best pick right now in like the 10th round. He's going to continue to rise. I see Kittle going in the 8th or the 7th round by the time the season starts, I think. He's going to continue to rise steadily with good news and things like that. We know he's a stud. We know he's a guy you need to win a lot of times. So I'm taking Kittle a lot. I'm taking him right here in the 10th round. I also like Gainwell. If I was able to land Pitts, and for some reason I didn't have Kyler Murray, if Murray had gone, I would have taken Pitts there at 107. I would have contemplated taking Gainwell, Matthew Golden, or Rashad White at pick 111. Through the first 10 rounds of this Best Ball Mania 7 draft, I go Justin Jefferson, just stacked him with Kyler Murray. Omarion Hampton, Malik Neighbors, I stacked him with Dart. Got Josh Jacobs, my RB2. Odunze, wide receiver 3. Jadarian Price, Cortland Sutton, my wide receiver 4. I took Dart a little bit early, but he wouldn't have come back around. And if I didn't take Dart early, I wouldn't have been able to take him and Murray on the same team, most likely. So I get my first 2 pass catchers stacked up with their QBs, and I have the Konami code. I have 2 quarterbacks with huge rushing upside, huge rushing floors. Feels good, man. For whatever reason, though, if like Kyler was gone, I could have just taken Knicks there at the same time. So I probably still wouldn't have had Pitts on this team unless he came back around at 111. What do you think, B-Fred? How do you feel about the Bijan situation? Because it's all just projection for me. I looked into it pretty deeply. The first episode of my newest podcast, it's called Edge Detection. My podcast, it's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Go check it out. I've got 3 episodes out. They're all like 5 to 7 minutes long. The 4th episode's coming out this weekend. I've had the script written for weeks. I've had the research done for weeks, but I've been busy. I just moved houses, just moved towns. So my 4th episode is going to be CeeDee Lamb versus Amon-Ra versus Justin Jefferson. I'm going from ADP 1 until as far as I can go before the season starts. My very first episode was Bijan versus Gibbs. So I did some deep dives into the Bijan versus Gibbs situation stuff. And I do projections for all the players in like the top, pretty much the top 200, because I do it during the big board. But okay, Shuck is there. Getting a little fall on him, but I don't have any Saints. So, and I just took 2 QBs. Ferguson or Kincaid could be interesting. I might just go Diggs. Could use the wide receiver help. I think Diggs fits this team. I haven't taken him yet tonight. Let's go Diggs. And then if one of like Ferguson or Kincaid comes back around, that could be interesting. Or Shuck. I just take a falling value in Shuck, call it a day. I think he's still a good value where he's going here. Let's go look at the Mike Clay projections real quick on Shuck. Yeah, he's a pretty big step up from guys like Stroud and Darnold and Young and Smith. So if Shuck's there, I'm taking him. One pick away. Yeah, I'm taking Shuck here. 135 on Shuck's nice. He's not stacked yet, but I can backstack potentially with Juwan Johnson if he comes back around. I could do Kamara super late. I could do... And that's about it. There's not that many good options. Dart has been rising in my political rally drafts. I don't understand the fall in fantasy football. That's possibly also true. Wow, Woody Marks goes to 136. Big believer in Marks from Nathan here. 136, but you know, maybe he comes back to 153, maybe not. Marks got some good work last year. So I go Shuck there. Hopefully Juwan Johnson comes back around, but even if he doesn't, I'm okay with having naked Shuck at this price. He and Dart both have a week 8 bye, so I'm really hoping Kyler Murray can carry that week. I think it's fine. I have a 3-3-5-1 build through 12 rounds. Probably about the right time to circle back to running back sooner than later. Maybe that tight end 2. I'm done at QB, and I'm still looking to add some talent to my wide receiver room. Maybe I can get a rookie like Malachi Fields super late or something interesting. We'll see. But thanks for being here on this beautiful Friday night. Hope you guys are doing well, having a good time, drafting some teams. And make sure you hit the like, make sure you're subbed. I'm closing the YouTube poll. I threatened to close it forever ago. Closing it right now. Let's see the results. Also, I'm throwing some white Lamborghinis in the chat. If you're a channel member, throw out some Lambos. Consider becoming a premium YouTube channel member today. Supporting the channel. It's like $4.99, I think, per month. I'll share access to my Google Sheets, my data models, my ADP tracking, some good stuff here. I'm about to update all this. Oh, don't do that. About to update all this with the ADPs from Ball Mania. I'll share my research, my playoff schedule stuff. All good stuff. A lot of the value in sharing my Google Sheets comes from my ADP tracking, my projections, my last year's data and stuff, and then some of the stuff I can build out is pretty fun. But I also track ADPs, and I do scheduling for the Scramble and the Albatross, and that's some pretty high value stuff. So when it comes to PGA Best Ball, if you're into that, I think you'll like the perks of the membership. But if anything, subscribe today for free. Hit that like button, come get in the chat, set it up. Let's draft some teams together. Kenyon Sadiq goes. He's a nice pick. Let's see what else. It's been a while since I took a running back. There's a certain running back I think I like here. Okay, both these teams have 2 tight ends, but I can't really trust them, and I think I can push the running back that I like. So I'm going to go ahead and take Juwan Johnson to go with my Shuck, which feels nice. But he and Kittle have the same bye week, so I'm definitely going 3 tight ends. Oh, I might just take Hawkinson here. But I kind of want this RB4 that I'm thinking of, and I know I can get some value later at tight end. I'm not sure exactly what to do. Should I take the running back? Should I take the tight end? Probably take the running back before it gets even uglier. There's not that many running backs that I like remaining. Definitely thought Dak could fall. I thought so kind of too, honestly, but when it gets that good of an ADP value, sometimes people just pull the trigger. Okay, I think I take the running back that I like because tight ends are a dime a dozen, but running backs matter. So I go Tajay Spears, pick 159. kind of nice there. I have 4 running backs: Omarion Hampton, Josh Jacobs, and Jadarian Price. They all have different bye weeks. So I technically could stop here and do 4 as a Hyperfragile. Oh, no. Josh Jacobs and Jadarian Price had the same bye week. So I was still going to consider taking the 5th. I'm done at QB. Dart, Murray, Shuck. I've got all of these players stacked up. I have Dart with Neighbors, Murray with Jay Jettis, Shuck with Juwan Johnson. I got Hampton. I don't have any bringbacks for any of these guys yet, but it's whatever. Hampton, Josh Jacobs, Jadarian Price, Spears. Probably go one more running back. And then I've got, like I said, Jefferson and Neighbors. It's always nice when you have your top 2 pass catchers stacked up. I've got Rome Odunze, Cortland Sutton, Stephon Diggs. Probably avoid week 10 buys for my wide receivers that I like, the ones I finished this draft out with. Kittle and Juwan Johnson. I need a non-week 8 buy tight end. So we'll see who that ends up being. Could be Barner, Dulcich, Otten, Fryermuth, Ferguson. Not really too excited by any of these last names. Gesicki. I guess I like Ferguson. I like Barner. Can't do Schultz. He's week 8 bye. I would like him most out of that group, but I probably can't draft him. And then I probably want to avoid week 11 for my running backs. So should be fine there, though. And there's not really any that many more running backs that I like a whole lot. So I'm probably going to take some upside shot on a guy that in a good offense, and we don't know if he's the RB2 or not. We'll kind of see what that ends up being. Let's see. Appreciate the retweets on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. I'm mostly just tweeting when I'm going live, or like Twitter threads, or when I release my new podcast episodes, or retweeting other great content creators in the space, things like that. Last night, I went live on my channel here with Mitchell Daigle, the commish from JPDL Fantasy Football, and we graded 6 best ball drafts from the remaining So You Think You Can Tout contestants. It was a lot of fun. And then I tweeted out today my draft grades in the spreadsheet that we kept score on last night during the stream. It's pretty fun stuff. Check it out. All right, what do I do here? I'm drafting way too much Kamara if I take him here, but I kind of want to because he's one of the last running backs left that I actually like, and it goes with Shuck pretty nicely. And it helps me with that bye week fill-in, so don't call me a Kamara guy, but I've drafted Kamara twice on stream tonight. But I think I had Shuck both times, didn't I? So could go tight end here. The options are okay. Probably just push it. Probably go wide receiver 6. Yeah, okay, Kamara guy. I'm not the Kamara guy. That was BBG for the longest time. BBG was a Kamara maxer for the entire big board. And then I finally talked him off the plank, and now here I am standing on the end of the plank looking over to a rough seas full of Mako sharks. Tiger sharks. I'm definitely becoming the Calvin Ridley guy, though. I feel like I keep drafting him. I have some team stacked there with Spears. It's not all bad things. Ridley seems cheap, but at the end of the day, I'm like, something's got to give. I mean, I'm going to go to the Mike Clay projections. It's kind of my crutch right now, but I do like these projections. He's only got Cam Ward completing 355 passes for 3,750 yards. I'll zoom in a little bit more. This is kind of ridiculous to... But, okay, so let's keep tabs on the pass completions, 355. If we're going to split that up, and let's not even talk about running backs, but let's talk about the wide receivers. and I'll scroll down. Of course, we have Tate getting 78 out of 355. I guess that makes sense. A 23% target share. He's got Wandale Robinson at 79 receptions for a 21% target share. Pretty respectable for both those guys. But then he still has Calvin Ridley at 46 receptions and a 16% target share. But that still equates to like over 700 yards and like 4 touchdowns, which is kind of nice. So Calvin Ridley can get it done because he's pretty efficient. So I think that is the saving grace for Ridley. But also given that he's older, veteran, coming off of an injury last season. He was good last season before he got injured. It's a relatively low target share, but we're in an area where players are getting drafted like Adonai Mitchell, who has like a projected 12%, 13% target share, and is less efficient, way less efficient. Sucks, not efficient at all. So there's some trade-offs, but it's interesting stuff for some perspective. Why I keep drafting Calvin Ridley. He's very efficient, and there's enough target share to go around, even with Tate and Wandale getting theirs. But if Tate has like a 25% target share and Wandale has like a 4% target share, it's going to eat from Ridley's snaps and his targets, and maybe he doesn't pay off. Maybe he just stays injured, stays kind of in decline. Who knows? But I think he can be good. I think he can pay off in the 16th round. That's kind of what I'm saying. Okay, that's enough Kamara guy. You guys, the first time it was funny. Now I'm just starting to get offended. I'm not the Kamara guy. If I have to draft Kamara again in the next draft just to prove that I'm not the Kamara guy, I'll do it. Let's see. Frymuth is fine. I took Cooper Kupp. I could have done Bateman. I don't think I have. This is super old. I have Kupp, Ridley, and Diggs, Sutton. I don't have any rookie wide receivers, so maybe I made a mistake there. Can I stop with... No, I can't stop with Kittle and Johnson. I need that third tight end. I don't know. I could have gone Surratt. I could have gone Chris Bell. Oh, Malachi Fields was the one I wanted to scroll down for, and I forgot. Whatever. What does Kupp come in the Mike Clay target share? It's like 11%. You're kind of looking for him to catch some touchdowns, have a big game like he did in the Super Bowl, I think, is the whole bull case for Cooper Kupp. I don't know. It's whatever. Fryermuth's still there. Probably just going to go Fryermuth. Seems okay. I think Justice Hill is very draftable. See what Nathan does with his last pick. Nathan took Hurst. Kind of a fun late rookie pick. He goes Chris Bell. Another fun rookie. Nathan, how do you like your team? How did it end up? Pushing QB that late. Getting the stud wide receivers early. Mid to late QB strategy. Some late tight end strategy. We had Ryan in the 3 spot. He goes Jamar Chase, Drake London, Rashee Rice, Mike Evans. So he's pissing down the board. Then he goes Judkins, Stevenson, Warren. Stacks up Mahomes. Gets Purdy with Evans. Double stack Kelsey, C-Rod, Shaheed, Darnold to go with Brian Robinson, Barner. Double stack Darnold, K. Dotton, Jaden Blue, Marshawn Lloyd. Seems kind of like a fun team. Start wide receiver heavy. He goes at 3-7-5-3. Wow. I'm guessing, yeah, he didn't have any bye week overlap. So Jamar Chase, Drake London, Rashee Rice, Mike Evans, and you tack on Shaheed. Call it a day at wide receiver. That's a ballsy team right there. He keeps the extra running backs to get 3-7-5-3. Kind of like the inverse of a 3-5-7-3. Very interesting. Have a ton of late round Ridley as well. If it makes me feel any better. I think it makes me feel all right. Late round Muth is solid. He seems fine, right? Unless Darnell Washington really takes over, which I don't necessarily see that happening, but or maybe it's just Pittman comes to town and is the target hog, but in that case, Pittman's super cheap. Goombus says you went full AARP in the back half of the draft. I 100% did. I mean, Kamara, Ridley Cup, even Freiermuth is no spring chicken, so I don't know what's going to my head. I guess I hate rookies this year. Legit think that's my first ever 3-7-5-3. I don't think I've ever done one. I don't think I've ever stopped at 5 receivers, but you managed to pull it off, and I don't hate it. It's pretty sick the way you stacked up all your QBs in that way, and I think it works. So I'm actually kind of jealous. That's kind of like a team you could post on Twitter and brag about, and people would like rage bait and be like, hey, you can't stop at 5 wide receivers. But I think it works. Would have liked Swift at RB2, but I think it made a decent recovery. Yeah, I think so too. You mentioned that earlier on. I was kind of tracking your team, and from that perspective, but the Waddle with Knicks was nice, and the wide receivers are sick. I guess I could make an argument to take a 6 running back and go 3-6-6-3 for Nathan's team, but at the same time, I think 5 can work here, so I don't even mind it too much. The fact you went like Gainwell, Tracy, and Marks all in the middle pretty much helped. Hurst, Bell at the end, upside shots. I do have a hard time seeing Hurst or Bell ever consistently outscoring Lamb, Flowers, Wilson, Waddle, Harrison to hit your lineup, but maybe they get in there with a spike week or two when it matters in like the NFL, in the fantasy playoff weeks. So I could see it, but yeah, it would be few and far in between for those guys to score. I guess they could hit your flex during like the bye weeks and stuff, because I know you have us a week 13, week 14 buys. Nice squads. Let's do one more. Well, let's see. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's see how we're doing on timing. It is getting kind of late. 29 likes. We didn't make it to 30. We got 19 watching, and I don't think we've added a single new sub tonight, unless my channel tracker is just like not working. Let me check on my phone. It's almost 1 a.m. where I am. And I think I'm going to have some time to go live tomorrow during the day. I was alluding to it because my family's going to the lake to hang out with my parents. And I'm staying here while the painters paint some of the rooms. And then I'm going to meet them there at the lake later. So I might have some time during lunch that I can stream. And I think I'll do that. But crazy, live for over 2 hours, didn't get a single new sub. You hate to see it. We tried, but we drafted 3 best ball manias. We're feeling pretty good. We're gonna call it there. We're gonna call it a night. I feel like it could do one more, but it's so borderline on being this late. And I'm feeling actually pretty tired. And I feel like if I can go live tomorrow and rip some more teams, it'll be a fun time. So I'm going to make some slow draft picks. Let's make some slow draft picks on stream, because I'm going to make these off stream if it was, whatever it was anyways. This is one of those Frenchie sprints. Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Travis Etienne Jr. I mean, this one is going super slow. It's only in the 4th round. Everyone's bleeding the clock out. I need a wide receiver here. It's like Burden, McLaurin, or Waddle. Probably Burden. I don't mind McLaurin and Waddle, though. I am going to pop over to the Mike Clay ranks or projections and just get a little refresher on. I know he has Burden a little bit lower. He has Waddle in here just fine. He has JMO ahead of Burden, but both pretty close. Also, these are PPR ranks. He has McLaurin the highest, which I kind of agree with too. I think I'm going to go McLaurin. I don't get enough McLaurin, and it gives me access to potentially going Jaden Daniels at pick 68. If I can get 2 good receivers before then, I might feel confident enough to do it. The running backs are studs. Let me go McLaurin. He's just for sure going to be the alpha in that offense and dominate targets, and I think they can be good again. I also feel pretty strongly about Burden, but I feel like I don't have enough McLaurin there, so I just made a little split decision. This sprint is also, it's actually a little bit further along. Good luck in that draft. We'll keep tabs on that one, the stream draft for sure. See if we ship Best Ball Mania from midnight on June 26th/27th. This is a 2-4-5-2 sprint. I've got Dart and Nix, Achane, Barkley, Jacobs, nice. Spears, nice. Where do I get my ideas? Could do Hyperfragile, stop with those 4. Garrett Wilson, Adunze Harrison, Alec Pierce, Stephon Diggs, Kittle, Goddard. So a lot of my guys here. I have Naked Dart and Naked Nix. Interesting. I have Geno Smith to remember to take him because I have Garrett Wilson, but I think I'm going to try to push him a little bit. The ADPs are slightly different in the sprint, but I should be able to get Geno at 178. I think I could at least. Pick 159, and I don't really need tight end. I probably, I don't know what I need. I could take Sadiq, though, and be done at tight end, and it's pretty sick. Wide receiver is good. Running back feels good. Are there any running backs I like here before the cliff? No, and I just took Spears. Any wide receivers I want here? Be like Debo, but I'm fine pushing wide receiver and getting someone like Franklin late, Mooney late, Malachi Fields. So I think I go Kenyon Sadiq here for the upside. Try to double stack him with Geno on the way back around. Boom. And then this is a puppy. I think this one's a puppy that's still in a slow draft round. Yeah, the puppy 2. It's still in round 8. People are dragging this one out. Of a 1-3-3-0 build, I have Lamb, Hampton, Etchen, Josh Allen in the 4th round, Adunze Stevenson. I did reach on Stevenson a little bit here, but he was that running back I felt like I wanted and needed. So I did remember kind of pulling him up. I get Sutton at 81, also somewhat expensive, but just fine. So it's been a while since I've taken a running back, and I don't have a tight end. Pick 88. Is there a running back here I love? Is there a tight end that fell to me? I don't have any Jags, so I probably don't take Trevor Lawrence there, given I already have Josh Allen. Pick 88. I definitely could take Dobbins or Dowdle. Dobbins seems to make a lot of sense. I think he continues to rise. Dowdle, I like the upside with the spike weeks on a new team, though. I don't know. Are the Steelers actually going to be good? I think the Broncos should be good again. Like, really good. I have Sutton for the team stack. Or Mondre for the week 17, although it's like the most defensive matchup you can get into. It's not really a week 17 I'm targeting. Wide receivers. I don't love these picks. Addison, fine. Godwin, okay. Downs, I don't know. Dowdle. Monangai, Corum. What does Mike Clay say about the RB2s in this situation? Like, how do I differentiate between... He has Dobbins a little bit lower. Currently, he's got Dowdle higher, Monangai higher, Rashad White even higher, Gainwell. Kind of has Dobbins and Harvey back-to-back, though. That's where it gets tricky. I just have more faith that Dobbins earns more of that workload, I guess. I should probably consider going either Dowdle. What is Addison's target share? If I had to guess, it's like 18%, and it might just not be enough. Yeah, Addison's way down here. 18% target share. That's just not enough. Even though he's explosive enough and he's good, it's not quite enough to pay off this price. I guess I'm going Dowdle here. I guess so. And the dude's been good for 2 years straight. But also, he's on his third team in 3 years. So there's some sketchiness to it. The last time we saw Rico Dowdle play with Mike McCarthy on the Cowboys, it worked. Wait, was that Dowdle with Mike McCarthy 2 years ago? Or is it 3 years ago? Either way, we take Dowdle there. Those are my slow draft picks for the night. Thanks for being here. We'll catch some more of the Travelers golf tournament tomorrow. Let's see if Scotty Scheffler can take home his first win in months and get it done. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday night and a good weekend. I'll catch you guys live tomorrow. I think I'm going to go live while the painters are here. So maybe we'll rip 3 or 4 more drafts tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. Have a great night. Peace out, Hartman. That was McCarthy's last year. Okay. I thought I was remembered that correctly. I'm not going crazy. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. See you later. Let's hit the outro. Get rid of this. Get rid of the banner. Peace.